Hi guys, Jurassic Junkie here, and I have a Christmas sweater on. Welcome to the Friday Night Rant. So I hope you're all doing well this fine Friday evening, Thursday morning when I record this. So I want to jump in straight away with two topics that have annoyed me this week, and is a kind of a I told you so on both the situations. Now the first one is Stadia. So before I dive into the Stadia, something else has angered me just about this entire subject. And what it is I was looking at the Stadia logo, and because I'm such a clever soul, I just thought, well, if we just turn the logo upside down and made it brown, it kind of looks like poop. Kind of like what it actually is. So I decided to chuck on Twitter, look at this is the Stadia logo. When you flip it upside down and put some flies on it, it looks like shit. And that was all that should have happened, a little joke about Stadia. And anyway, it got up to like nearly 200 likes, which is way more than I would normally get on one of my posts. And that was that. It was not something I was like, oh, I'm incredibly proud of. But anyway, and then I went on to Reddit and I noticed about 3 days later someone had stole it, put it on Reddit and didn't credit it. Now, I know it's a photo, but I don't like Reddit for stealing in the first place, because I've had good videos taken from this channel that I've put effort into, or they've just managed to get around about 10,000 views on my channel, but actually get millions on Reddit without credit. I've had Twitch clips stolen, again, no credit, put onto Reddit, does really well. Where it actually is, the original source, does quite poor. So I just hate Reddit for its stealing tactics. And also I hate that Reddit goes, we like original content, and then when a creator tries to provide original content, they go, no, you're self-promoting. We'll wait until someone steals it and then we'll upvote it, which is just pretty much the Reddit ethos. So anyway, this fucking clan stole my picture, didn't credit it, and I thought, and got gold to add to it. So anyone that don't know, on Reddit, if a post does really good, someone will pay gold to that person, which just gives them a few little extra perks for the website, but kind of pays for Reddit to keep ticking over. So because this guy is getting gold and all the credit for it, I just came in and I just says, I went onto a couple of comments where people was like, that's really funny. And I went, thank you. I'm the creator, by the way, not him. And then just put a simple link to my original post, which is 5 days older than the Reddit post. And what I absolutely love is normally Reddit would just go, OP's a phony, he's a thief or something like that. And I would never claim back that credit. I just get one or two people look at it. And again, on a picture, I ain't bothered. On a YouTube video, more so, because they'll come in and they get a view, and a view builds them up. But I'm not bothered about an image. But Reddit just powered into me. For one, just simply saying, I'm a fucking liar. I didn't create it. Like, I did. Other people going, no, you didn't. This guy did. I'm like, right, do you understand that the guy posted this on whatever day it is, and I posted it 5 days earlier, which kind of just points that I did it before him, so therefore I either went into the future and stole it, or I'm the creator of it. So normally I've got this mindset of Reddit thinking that they're just a bunch of people that live in the basement of the mums and dads, and don't get me wrong, not everyone is. But there is a good amount that do live in the basements. But I've come to the conclusion now, not only do they live in that basement, but they must run around with sellotape and just try and cover every crack and orifice in an entire building, just so that they can be oxygen deprived as well, just to add to it. So fuck Reddit, anywho. So let's jump into, how good is Stadia? Was you wrong, Junkie? Is this a fantastic service? No, it's like the logo said, it's shit. All right, so first of all then, this console is now launched and it has 12 games, right? And I know some people can go, wow, Xbox didn't have many, PS4 didn't have many, Switch didn't have many. Yes, I agree, but what they do have is a small catalogue which has some third-party games in there, but they tend to always be on this new generation, not previous ones. There might be one or two, but most of them are only on this console to encourage you to come forth and buy the next generation. And also, they then litter in some exclusives to make you go, I want the Xbox over the PlayStation, vice versa. Whereas Google's just gone, we'll get 12 games. One of them's like Tomb Raider. Is that 4 or 5 years old now? Fuck it. People be dying to play a 5-year-old game, no problem, stick that in, and then get one exclusive, which is just an indie puzzle game. That's it. So by being a early adopter, you're not being rewarded at all by these awesome games. You're getting the ability to go and buy some games that have existed for years. So the fact that they've got no exclusive games, which is fucking dumb, to launch a console, whatever it is, a service, to have no exclusives, to have not spent the time building them up, and then they're like, oh, we've got some heavy hitters coming. Yeah, Xbox say the same and PlayStation say the same. They're constantly developing games, but they would not launch a console without something, a flagship to sit on there. And to top it off, now, before anyone pulls me up and say consoles do this, when a console launches, it may be lacking features, but the core features are there. So there might be, with the Xbox, for instance, you couldn't actually tell when the batteries was dying. Small thing, I know, but it wasn't there on launch. But Google have kind of gone, this is what this console does, and then a lot of it doesn't actually work. So first of all, we have that PC support doesn't have 4K or HDR at all at the moment, which is really, really silly, because if someone's playing on a PC, the chances are they're a PC gamer. And a lot of PC gamers do like that high-end graphics. They do like that high resolution and then frames per second. So to launch something that is trying to pull the PC market to say you can actually play this on PC, but these major features aren't there, is just a piss poor start. Then on top of it, they've been saying that they're going to be doing family sharing. Now, family sharing is one of them good things that it's got going. I want to see it more. Like on Xbox, you can family share. It's like an unofficial, official kind of weird workaround. I do it where my console is actually Joe's. Joe's console is actually mine. Therefore, our catalogue is shared. If I buy a digital piece of content, she gets to have it completely for free. So we have this weird workaround, but I would like to see the console manufacturers go full in with this, kind of like on Apple at the moment, where we've got family sharing. If I buy an app on here, Joe's in my family, a couple of people are in my family, bloop, everyone gets it for free. So I want to see consoles push this, and I'm kind of glad that Google have included this, because then we can look at it and go, see that, console developers, we want a bit of that. But at the moment, we can't point our fingers there because it don't fucking exist. So if you buy a game and you've got another family member, you're going to have to buy it again for them because they haven't even got this feature working. And the thing is, people are confused as to what's actually happening. Can I buy it now for myself? I won't buy it for my partner. Hope, and in 2020, when you bring this feature, will my game go into the family plan, or will I have to buy it again for myself? And then it will be in the family plan, and then everyone gets it. So there's just this grey area of what the fuck is going on. They've built in achievements, which is fantastic. Nintendo, please listen. We all like achievements. So anyway, the achievement system's in there. You can earn them in the game. You can't see them. They won't pop up. There's no way to see them. But when they build the feature, they will pop up then. So the day that comes along, you're just going to get bombarded with achievements coming up. One of the things I quite like as well is this is Google, which is a website company, if you want to call them. They're known for making these websites from time and time again. And then they're going, right, if you buy this and you plug it in and you go, right, can I buy a game? The answer is no. You can't buy it through the console device that you plug into the TV. Okay, can I use one of your websites? No. You can't buy it through our websites neither. You must buy it through a mobile phone. Which is just fucking stupid. Also, when it comes down to it, there's like, oh, it works on Android phones and iOS and all this lot, and then ... If you've got Google Pixel. As for Android support and iOS support, 20-ish. And that's the problem, not really give us any dates as to when these features are coming. And here in the UK, I don't think it's ever going to be a problem. We could plug this in and it will work. People will be like, oh yeah, the internet is slow and all that. Like, that's not one of my concerns. I live in the UK. My broadband is pretty damn good when it works. Don't always trust Virgin, that's all I can say. But in America, as we know, broadband's not too great out there. And obviously that's going to be a very big slice of the pie. But Harrison, who's the head of this Stadia dumpster fire, has turned around and says, ISPs are smart and they understand that they're in the business of keeping customers happy and keeping customers with them for a long time. So that's his response to people saying this caps on our internet is slow. And he thinks that the ISPs are going to address the issue because Stadia is around. Oh, Stadia is around, let's bump up. Let's remove the caps. Let's make internet faster. And the fucking twat has turned around and says they're trying to keep customers happy and they will want to keep the customers long term. Are you aware what a fucking monopoly is? America's renowned for how bad the ISPs have just taken over the country and gone, that's your bit of the pie, that's my bit of the pie. So even if we do shit service, they can't jump to you because I'm the only one that exists. And Google know this because they made Google Fiber. And the ISPs was trying to kill them all the way. Why? Because they want a monopoly. So Google's fucking fully aware of what the situation is. And they've got the balls to turn around and go, well, I think they'll change tactics because they want to keep you happy. No, they don't want to keep you happy. They want to keep your fucking money. That's it. They don't care about the happiness. Do you think there's a chart in the office that goes, happiness levels are on the rise, people? Hooray, we did it for the Q2. No, they're going to be going, how much fucking dosh did we make? So Google knows there's an issue there and hasn't even got the balls to address it. They're just like, yeah, we think that they'll change the tactics. Yeah. Bye, Stadia. So yes, it seems to be a horrible launch, shit games, no exclusives bar one indie title, and the core features are all missing, which is just absolutely fantastic. And then just ignoring all that, my beef isn't that the features aren't there, the games aren't there. My beef is it's a digital platform that's brand new. You've got Steam. I'm not a big person going to let's buy digital content, but I've bought Steam games. You know why? Because I've got faith in Steam. Steam will be around forever. So because it's a big giant, I'll put my money into it because I know it won't fizzle overnight. Google are renowned for killing products. There's a Google Graveyard website. You can go in there and see all the stuff that they killed, like the Google Glass and all the other things that they've tried and failed. And the point is, I'm telling you right now, this is going to be one of them. It might take 2 years to die, but I don't think, unless they turn around and have these ridiculously good games, which ain't going to happen, people aren't going to come in droves. You've got your initial spurt of something's new piece of technology, let's be the first people to jump in. But over time, I think people are going to be like, well, if I'm going to digitally buy it, I'll just do it on Steam. And then, yes, it's nice that I haven't got to download it, but is that someone's cracks that are going, oh, you know what? I like this digital malarkey, but I don't like downloading. That's not a major issue. Now, I don't know what it's like if you've got slow internet and you might have to wait a day for a game to come down, but as a person that buys physical games, I'm used to waiting for a day for it to be delivered. So there's not much for the break into the actual industry. It's instant, isn't worth me going. But when you go, then my potential £200 to £1,000 catalogue is just going to fizzle. So that's my major gripe with it. They ain't going to be around. What money you put into it now, you'll never see again. Can't you tell I really like Google? So the next thing I want to talk about is Steam, the digital platform, the one that I trust way more than Stadia. And what it was is this week I was actually playing some games on stream and we booted up Steam to just have a look at some of the sales, see what we can buy. And as always, when you open Steam, you get that nice little notification saying, look, buy this game. And it was for Star Wars Fallen Order. Now, this is a game that I bashed last week. Because it's EA, and the thing is, people are saying it's a bit like Sekiro, and I'm like, ooh, you're making me want to get it. So I'm going to wait for a little bit because I've got enough games, and then I'll buy it secondhand. That way, EA can't touch my dosh. Because people are saying it's pretty good, but nonetheless, keeping on the actual topic, it flashed up and says, "Do you want to buy this game for $54.99?" And I was fucking shocked, mainly because I don't really go to Steam to look at these big AAA titles. I kind of just like look for my horror games or a couple of indie titles. So I never really look at launch games. And it's the first time I actually went, Jesus, $54.99. I've never really looked to see how expensive these launch titles are. And this is coming from someone that always remembers that PC people will always go, yeah, but Steam's cheaper. And I've always gone, yeah, but it might be a bit more expensive on console, but I can sell it. But the times have changed. So, Star Wars, and we're talking about just the Jedi Fallen Order Standard Edition. I'm not talking about Deluxe. If you wanted to buy it right now in digitally, you could go to Steam and you can get it for $54.99 on Steam. You can get it for $54.99 on Origin. You can get it for $59.99 on Xbox. So, they're your digital options. Or you could just get it for 49 quid from Argos. Physical. So, yeah, I can't understand that. I've said this time and time again. But I would love to know the cost of actually making a physical game. There is going to be the manufacturing process of actually just stamping the discs in the first place, actually doing the covers on the front, the actual cases, and not just that. People might be like, well, that probably equates to, I don't know, 25 pence, maybe a pound tops for each one to be printed. Might even be a lot cheaper than that. Right? Yeah, that's fine. I get that. But then you've got the logistics of whatever factory is making these million games. It's got to get it around the planet. And it's got to get to every game store. So just trying to get it all over the world, that's got to be quite costly.
And I forgot to add in as well that the retailer that actually sells it needs to take a cut of that cheese as well. So they need to take a portion of that game and give it to the retailer on top of all this logistics nonsense.
And then on top of it, you do have the benefit of going, oh, I've finished with this game now. I can sell it. So to me, I've always said digital should be cheaper because digital, here's the file, let's put it on the server and that's it. We can sell a zillion copies of these because it just replicates itself and goes down the pipe to the person. No logistics, no worry. The only thing we've got to pay for is a bit of bandwidth for the server, which has to be a hell of a lot cheaper than the logistical nightmare of getting a factory or multiple factories to ship these games all the way across the planet. So yeah, I've always said digital should be cheaper. But my problem is, not only is digital more expensive now, not only if this game is shit, you're stuck with it. Granted, you might have that window where you can go, it's broken, can I have my money back? But overall, you might get halfway into the campaign going, you know what, this is garbage. And I've got the ability to sell it most of the time. Whereas digital, you can't. But the point is, I'm just saying the same stuff here. My issue is with the fucking PC users, the digital users.
Sorry, I couldn't find what you were searching for.
Don't you worry about it. Yeah, so the problem is with the digital users, not just PC users, console digital users, whatever. What they've done is they've started buying digital games, and that's fine. I'm not here to say you're wrong in doing that. You're not. If you're happy for digital content and it's better, you don't want discs around, you want to just have a big old library and you can go, that one, that one, that one. I get it. That's not my cup of tea, but you are not wrong at all to have that stance. But where you are wrong is how you defend your shit. And this is mainly Steam people. What they do is when it comes down to when these console wars come out on Twitter and people start arguing against each other, people are like, oh yeah, console's best because we've got discs and we can share. And then Steam people will be like, yeah, but ours is cheaper and our catalogs are better and all this lot. And what they're doing is they're defending their platform. Our platform's best because. And I feel like a lot of people do that on Steam. Yeah, this is better because. And you should never do that, because then the overlords will look down on you and go, these bitches love our shit. We can just keep hacking up the prices. Whereas instead you should say, yeah, I like my platform and I choose this platform because of X, Y, Z. But what you've got right there is pretty tasty. I'd like a bit of that. I want those abilities, just like I did earlier with Stadia and the family sharing. Shat on Stadia because I think it's garbage, but the family sharing, fantastic feature. I want that as a console user. That's what you're supposed to do. Don't defend your product. Always look at it under a microscope and go, yeah, I like this and this is why I've chosen it. But it could be better. And by doing that, it makes the overlords look down and go, oh, there's some unrest across our users. They're demanding these different things. They want this. Right, we're going to have to do it. We can probably do it because we're making billions. Okay. Shall we add these features? But no, by not complaining and not demanding and being complicit, and just going, yes, our service is the best. Ha, look at you peasants. It just makes the overlords go, there's nothing to change here. Prices. And that's what's happened. People have let this shit slip. And it's not just Steam, it's the digital users. The people that have gone in and gone, yes, I want it. And they should have just gone, fuck it, no. I'm buying it physical until your prices come down. And if you'd have stuck to your guns, like I've always said, then you would be sitting now with potential £45 digital games instead of £55. Games that are more expensive than physical. And I cannot fathom, well, like I said, I was about to say I can't fathom why you would do it. But the problem is, the reason that people do it now is because they haven't noticed that trickle. They've jumped in, there was a little bit cheaper, and then there was around about the same, and now they're getting a bit more expensive. And I know someone in the comments is like, ha, this is just one of them scenarios. This particular game was a bit cheaper. It doesn't matter. As a whole, where the bar should be on digital prices is a fucking lot higher than where it actually should be. So yeah, I apologise if you are a heavy digital user. I'm not saying you're wrong to be doing what you're doing. I'm just saying you're wrong because you haven't complained enough. And that's what you should do. Stop being complicit. Look at the others. See what you like. Ask your overlord daddy to steal it. Ask for the prices to come down. You need to not just say, thank you, sir, but say, this could be better. And that goes with everything. That goes with Apple versus Android. It goes with your hardware on TVs or anything like that. Just because you've paid for something and it's quite expensive, too many people get defensive because they don't want to feel like the purchase was a dud. And it wasn't a dud. You've probably done your research into it being a TV, tablet, computer game, whatever it is. You've done what you've done and gone, yeah, this is the one for me. And you're right, you picked correctly most of the time. But you can still hold it up and go, that's a bit shit. So if there's anything to take from this video, don't touch Stadia because you're going to lose your money. And please don't be so offended if I've bashed Steam or your platform of choice. But just take what I'm trying to give. And that's not me bashing the service. It's just look at everything and complain when something's not great. Because that's the way how you change the market. It's the way you bring prices down. It's the way you get them to add the features that you actually want. So I'm going to wrap this up now because, as I said, it's actually a Thursday. It's 10 o'clock in the morning and I want to have some breakfast. So I'm going to skedoot off to the farm. I'm going to rock this. Oh, yeah. And by the way, look at this. This is my Christmas jumper that Joe got me. And I've said this is Bomberman. She can't see it. I can see Bomberman in this. Please say I'm not the only one. Right, so I'm going to love you and leave you there then. I'm going to do a shameless plug. I'm going to be streaming again. It's Friday, so I will be on Twitch around about this time this video goes live. There's a link down in the description. I should be playing Metal Gear Solid or Skyrim. Metal Gear has been voted in by the people. It's a democracy, but sometimes I've played Tropico. What can I say? I know when it comes down to people's votes, you ignore them and you play what you want. So it might be Skyrim, Metal Gear. I don't know. I don't want civil unrest. So thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you have a fantastic week. And I hope people are getting the Christmas trees out. Take it easy, folks. Bye-bye. And now our Christmas tree's up, I can run around and try and steal a couple of baubles and get them up in the background and make it look a bit more Christmassy.